Friendly hello, hi everyone. My name is Monday and welcome back to the channel. So I have a little bit of news today, but I figured I'd tack it on at the end of another story time because it's been a while since I put up a decent chunk video for you guys, and since I have news anyway, I thought that this would be a pretty good way to get it all out there. So for story time today, I thought that it would be nice to talk about the week that I spent trapped in an ex's apartment. So that was super fun. At one point in my long and illustrious lifetime of very bad decisions I have made, decided to date somebody who, for the sake of privacy, I will call Grace. I'll call her Grace. And Grace was trans, and she was really, really cool when I first met her, but Grace was on some, let's say, more illicit types of fun than I was. Yeah. Now, they smoked a lot of marijuana, and this was in Oregon, back when marijuana had just become legal, and so they had a ton of it, and they were always out smoking weed and having fun. And I mean, I'm not too like, oh god, that's terrible, because I'm very much for medical marijuana and such, but they invited me over. Her and her other partner, her other girlfriend, invited me over to their apartment to hang out for like a week and just chill with them. And I was like, sure. I mean, I'm a loser with no job and nothing else to do with my time. Why not go hang out with you guys? So I went over to their place, and most of the time was spent just kind of wandering around downtown and hanging out and trying to hide my face as Grace screamed, "Fuck the cops," at the cops that were walking down the road. And I'm like, I don't know you. I mean, yeah, I'm not super fond of the police myself, but I mean, I would not say shit like that right to their faces when they have guns and tasers. But sure, do what you want. Do you. You go ahead and do you. And at one point, we ended up going back to their place, and Grace looked at me and was like, hey, Monday, we are planning on going to a rave. Would you like to come with? And I was like, I can't, because I have epilepsy and I have seizures, and if I go to raves and stuff, I'll have more sort of spooky shit and start twitching and crap. So I had to stay back, and I was like, no, I'll stay here. I'll hold down the fort. Just leave me some Mary Jane, and I'll be good. I'll sit here and chill, and it's cool. So I hooked up onto their Wi-Fi and sat down, and I was given this little green jar. It's about yay big, and it was glass. It had a little latch top. And I was given that and an extra lighter, and I had my little pipe. And they left. And her girlfriend, and I believe her girlfriend's boyfriend, went to, it was a poly relationship. Her and both of my metamors, let's leave it at that. They went to the rave, and I stayed home. And I just kind of sat on the back patio, and I was smoking some of the marijuana and having a couple cigarettes. And I started thinking, like, an hour into it, when I started actually getting hit with the green, like, oh, this is very odd. I feel very weird. This doesn't feel like normal green. It turns out she gave me her spiked shit, which had, fun stuff dusted on top of it. Not fun for me. Not fun for me. I remember sitting on the patio and hallucinating vividly and being like, I don't remember palm trees growing out the fourth floor of this Portland alleyway and branching over onto our patio, but that's cool. Why don't I try to touch that? And then I'd stand up and my arm would go through the tree and I'd be like, whoa! And it was really, really disconcerting for me, because I'm like, something is not right. There are creatures around me that I don't recognize, and my environment is changing, and I have no idea why. And I'm sitting there like, something's wrong. I think I fucked up. So Grace comes back, and Grace comes back with both of my metamors. And there's something wrong with them too, because what Grace did not tell me was that the green she gave me was spiked with LSD, and that they had taken some with them, and that all of them were much higher than I was on LSD. And Grace got home and walked right up to me and was like, Monday, I love, and just all down me, just hurt. And I'm like, okay, so I'm in an apartment. I don't know how to get home. I am high on something I should not be on, which I was given without being told. And now I have to take care of 3 other people who are way more intoxicated than I am, so that nobody has an accident. So my mom mode switched on, and this was years before I even had a kid. My mom mode switched on. I was like, all right, I will take care of these people. I bathed my partner. I bathed her metamor. The third one I don't think I'd ever met them before. They just passed out on the floor. And I was like, you do you, honey. One less to take care of. Just rolled her on her side and propped a pillow up behind her. And I was like, you're good. That'll hold you over. And so I got everyone cleaned up and I got everyone sorted. And I got them in the bed, which was just a bunch of sleeping bags on the floor in the kitchen. And then I sat on the wall across from them. And I watched them sleep. And I was like, I'm not smoking anything besides my cigarettes that I brought with me. I'm not eating anything. I'm not drinking anything. I'm going to sit right fucking here and I'm going to sober up and then I'm going home. That's not what happened. I woke up the next day because I fell asleep against the wall to Grace offering me a blunt, which I took because I have 0 willpower, and a bag of McDonald's, I think like cherry pie or something. They had like the apple pies for a while. Well, they always have the apple pies. They had the apple pies, but they had like I want to say actually maybe strawberry. It was like strawberry and cream pies or something because Grace worked at McDonald's. So she brought a big ass bag of them and gave me like 4 and was like, we're going out again. Have fun. Bye. And then left. And I'm like, I've been left with food I don't want, drugs I don't want, in an apartment I don't want to be in, with no way to lock the apartment, because if I just leave, people will come in and steal their shit. So I had to stay there, and I'm like, yay. So then they came back, and it was just a cycle of just taking care of them and trying to sober up, but not being strong-willed enough to actually sober up. I eventually got out of the apartment, and 3 days later, I received a single message from Grace telling me she stepped on her pet rat while in the shower and had a massive mental breakdown. And I just kind of like quietly deleted the message and then never spoke to her again. I was like, there's a line I'm willing to cross. There's a lot of lines I'm willing to cross. That's not one of them. You don't drug me without my permission. I'm one of those people. I very much have a mentality. I will try anything once. And yes, cops come at me. I have tried cocaine 1 time. It was terrible. Do not do cocaine. I have tried marijuana quite a lot. It was okay medically, but once you get into it recreationally, the line is a lot more fuzzy, so I'm like, don't know where I stand on that one. I still smoke cigarettes because I'm unable to quit, despite my best efforts. Drugs are bad. If somebody tells you they're going to a rave, just go home. Just go home. It's not worth it. The rat wasn't worth it. None of it was worth it. So that was my fun story. If you want to hear more stories like that, be sure to click the like button down below. Leave me comments on things you'd like to hear. If there's anything you would like me to elaborate or questions you have that you would like answered. I'm not going to give out actual names of people because I think that is really douchey to do. So don't ask for any names of people in my stories. But aside from story time, you will actually, my lovely, lovely marshmallows, be getting an uptick in videos because I will be buying a laptop and, well, not be buying. I have already purchased a laptop and it will be arriving to my apartment this weekend. So I'm going to start writing again. I'm going to get my books up and running again on Wattpad because that is where I publish my books. I'm going to be finalizing part of my trilogy to sell on Amazon. So woot woot, if you want dem books and you want to support this basic bitch, feel free to hop on Amazon. In a couple weeks, I should have my first book up there and ready for print and ready for sale. But that is coming. And I'm going to figure out how to hook up my laptop to the TV to make a bigger monitor. And maybe at some point I'll be able to Twitch stream for you beautiful, sexy, sweet marshmallows. So I will catch you all on the flip side. Don't forget to hit the like button down below if you like the video. Subscribe to my channel to see more of this wacky, crazy, kooky, paint-covered mess. And I will catch you lovelies on another day. Bye.